surging forward again. It's the hat-trick goal. Raphinha.
When it comes to goal contributions alone, Raphinha is the king of Spain, averaging a goal contribution every 67 minutes. And to think, he was halfway out the door this summer, recently admitting that he thought of leaving the club several times, and the campaign against him was quite strong from the media and some sets of fans. However, under Hansi Flick, Raphinha has become a monster, reaching levels that nobody has seen from him, that nobody would have ever expected he would reach. After, yes, playing well with Leeds, but failing to provide many thrills since joining Barcelona in 2022. What we've seen so far in 2024 is a Raphinha that is playing for revenge, a Raphinha that has emerged not just as a top performer, but as a leader of Barcelona, and is on track to having a career-best season. In fact, on track to having a career-best goal contribution haul by the halfway point of this season. Things are getting crazy with Raphinha, and it's time to talk about how he has reinvented himself under Flick, his contributions on the pitch, and how he has become a leader for Barcelona and Brazil. With Lamine Yamal hitting it off with Nico Williams so well this past summer as Spain conquered Europe, the calls for Williams to Barcelona grew in the media. They grew amongst fans, and they were also a dream for Laporta and some of the people on the board of Barcelona. However, for that to happen, a big name would have to leave Barcelona. Would it be another Frankie de Jong saga? No, poor Frankie. He's been through that enough times at this point since joining Barcelona. Now, given he shares a similar position to Williams on the pitch, Raphinha was the chosen potential martyr. By the way, I say similar position because Raphinha has played on the right for most of his career, but has moved to the left to relinquish space for Lamine Yamal down that right flank. Anyway, when Raphinha would later be questioned about his unprecedented form to start the season, one reporter would ask him about a photo that was doing the rounds of a Nico Williams Barcelona shirt that had Raphinha's number 11, as you can see here.
Y una broma un poco de mal gusto, mi opinión.
In full, Raphinha replied to the question saying, quote, "I saw those posts with the shirt on Instagram. I thought it was a joke in bad taste and it was disrespectful. People need to respect the players that are here. We're here giving our best and fighting for the club. To see a photo like that wasn't very nice for me. I took it as a lack of respect. Of course, people are free to do what they want, but I did feel a little hurt in that moment." However, he did say that it didn't serve as an added motivator to play well and earn his right to stay, saying, quote, "I was anxious to give my best for the club. Seeing how many years of my contract I have here, until 2027, it was a crucial point. I started the season knowing to play here I have to adapt to a different position and a different style of play. In the past I gave 100%, now I give 200%, as I'm always willing to do this for the club. It has been part mental and part tactical, but also it's very important for me to have the confidence of my coach and my teammates." However, after Barcelona's victory over Bayern Munich, Raphinha doubled down on this, revealing that while he was motivated to play well this season, he had thought of leaving Barcelona many times in the past, saying, quote, "There was a lot of self-doubt. I have a nasty habit of criticizing myself heavily, so to speak, so that pressure made me think about leaving. Seeing a lot of things that the club wanted to sell me, that the fans wanted me to leave, it also ends up crossing your mind to leave, to go somewhere where there's no pressure." Part of the reason as to why his time at Barcelona was difficult was one, of course, his form wasn't as great as it is now, but he was also being rotated with Ousmane Dembele, only for Dembele to leave, but Lamine Yamal to become the prominent figure down the right flank, meaning Raphinha would have to adapt and change positions if he wanted to stay at Barcelona. Just imagine how different Barcelona's season would be right now had Raphinha decided to pack it in and move on. Of course, it's impossible to guess as to how things would have gone without him with any kind of certainty, right? If he was to leave, maybe Williams would have arrived and done just as well or better than Raphinha. We'll never know. But as of now, given how he is a stat leader not just in Spain, but one of the top players across Europe's top 5 leagues, it's fair to say Flick's made him into a monster.
Ich muss sagen, Raphinha ist so
für mich ein ganz gutes Beispiel, wie die Mannschaft auch funktioniert. Und
I bet you were expecting the Hansi Flick, I'm looking for a man in finance TikTok video, right? No, I've moved on from that, guys. I'll stop bringing it up every time I speak about Flick at Barcelona because it's just so passé. I'm over it now. I'm done.
I'm looking for a man in football, trainer, 5'10", blue eyes.
Once more. For old time's sake, it's not hurting anybody. Anyway, Flick has managed to completely rejuvenate FC Barcelona, bringing in La Masia graduates once again and other youngsters, playing with a fresh style, getting the best out of Robert Lewandowski for the second time in his career, just a complete 180 in general vibes at the club compared to last season. Now, when I personally think of Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich side, I think of fantastic athleticism, pace, and power, mixed with unbelievable technique. At first, I didn't know how it would play out at Barcelona, but it's been perfect for them. Well, not perfect. There have been losses along the way, of course, some bad ones, but it's been overall great, and many Barcelona fans are happy and smiling again. And by bad ones, I mean against teams they shouldn't be losing to. Raphinha has been the perfect disciple to Flick, the perfect example of Flick's change to Barcelona, as Raphinha is naturally a very athletic player, a very hard-working player in the press and when it comes to tracking back, but also a highly skilled, technical player. Formerly seen as a true winger who plays closer to the touchline before crossing or cutting inside on his favorite left foot from the right, Raphinha not only changed the side of the pitch that he operates down now, but also where he ends up when he doesn't have the ball. Flick has given him the license to cut through the middle of the pitch, to make runs through the heart of the opposing team's defense, such as how he did that 3 times in Barcelona's 7-0 rout of Real Valladolid, the match in which he scored his first career hat-trick. As Lamine Yamal has said of Flick's change of approach for Barcelona, quote, "The key has been to be direct. When we recover possession, we only think about scoring." Perfectly suited to someone with Raphinha's attributes, right? He's also, as things typically go at least, close to the peak of his career at 27 years old. His instincts are sharp when it comes to his decision making, he's physically at his peak, and it has shown with the goals he has scored. Look to his hat-trick against Bayern Munich, a team that Barcelona had cowered against in the past. They were nothing if not confident, with Raphinha leading the charge against them. Just one match later, away to Real Madrid, he was once again a leader through his performance, getting a goal and an assist in that match. He should have had a couple more assists as well, if not for some poor finishing luck from Robert Lewandowski. In all, Raphinha has 16 goals and 10 assists this season, 26 goal contributions, which puts him behind Harry Kane, Omar Marmoush, and Mo Salah as far as the top honors in Europe. When you compare that to his 2 previous seasons at Barcelona, he's already beat his best records with just 21 appearances this season. In his first campaign, 10 goals and 12 assists in 50 matches. His second, last season, he smashed that as well. He had 10 goals and 13 assists in 37 matches. Still very good, considering that's when he started to make his transition to be a left winger. He's also benefited from a great attacking dynamic with Lamine Yamal. Yamal leads La Liga with 8 assists, and across all competitions, he has set up Raphinha 4 times, 2 of which with stunning Trivela assists. After the win over Mallorca recently, he said, quote, "I think I'm good at using the outside of my boot. It's something I like to do, and Raphinha knows it every time I have the ball. We get on really well, and that's why it worked. He knows he can expect that pass." Even for Brazil recently, he has been one of the few talents who has stepped up for the nation, a team that looks rather rudderless and far below their own standard. Raphinha has scored 3 goals in 4 appearances during the international breaks this season. Brazil, as a team, has scored 8 goals in total across those 4 matches. But back to the end of last season. Due to the difficulties that were placed in front of him with having to change positions and yet still finding a way to be productive through all of the, chatter about his future at Barcelona and certain supporters wanting him to leave, he was voted as one of the captains this past summer and is becoming one of the most popular players in the dressing room, with Flick saying, quote, "He's funny, people laugh with him. For me, it's very important. He's giving his best for the team on the pitch, and he's also started the dynamic, the welcoming atmosphere that we need. He's led through his performances and standards, but he's also taken on the captaincy role with ease. He's a natural at it. When opposing teams like Villarreal put in a hard tackle on Lamine Yamal to try to rattle the youngster, who's the first player to run over and defend him? Raphinha. The same happened against Red Star, Raphinha sprinting across to defend Yamal from another defender who tried to put off the youngster. When Las Palmas defeated Barcelona in Barcelona, their second defeat in 3 La Liga matches, Raphinha was the first to step up and condemn Barcelona's standards and show off his own winning mentality, saying, quote, "We have been doing poorly. We're lowering the level of what we were doing. We have to keep working. There are many things we are doing wrong. We have to turn things around on Tuesday. I'm angry. I don't care much about my goal." Raphinha has essentially become the embodiment of this new Barcelona, a guy who has been close to the exit door on numerous occasions, who's constantly discarded by certain sects of supporters as not good enough, or at the very least expendable, is now the leader when it comes to performance, standards, and at this moment in time, is indeed Barcelona's most important player. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you're new here, then go ahead and subscribe for more content. It's free, after all. I cover Italian, English, German, Spanish, and sometimes Portuguese football as well, so you never know what you'll get from me. It's a mystery box. Appreciate you watching all the same, and be well.